What up, y'all? Today, how you doing? Hope y'all are doing good. Hope it's been a fairly decent day for you. Get this AC going because it's hot out. 101 degrees right now in my vehicle. This AC needs to work because it's so hot. So today, I want to talk about communication. And I fully believe that communication is a vital key in any type of relationship. To me, and a relationship is something that, it's not necessarily husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend. Relationship is what you make it with somebody, whether it's a friend because they have a relationship in a sense with that person. It could be even a coworker, somebody you talk to because you were forming a relationship. It, Relationship doesn't necessarily mean romance. Relationship means that connection to me with someone. So like I said, we're gonna talk about communication because that is so vital. It is vital and healthy because when there is no communication in a relationship and you kind of hold everything in, that is so toxic. It's toxic for you. It's toxic for the other person. It can cripple the relationship because there's no way of anybody knowing what's going on. It's so healthy for people. And even if it is a tough subject, something like, oh, this is hard for me to come across. This is hard for me to talk about. It is so important, especially if you're trying to build the relationship, to be open and honest. That's why some people I talk to, I always tell them, man, you need to talk to somebody, whether it's a therapist, whether it's somebody you care about, somebody you love, a family member, a friend, something to help them out. When you're not communicating with somebody, how is the other party supposed to know how you're feeling or what's even on your mind? Um, we're not mind readers. Men aren't mind readers. Women aren't mind readers. Even though half the time I go say something to my wife and she just, yeah, I know what you're gonna say. That ain't right, y'all. But that also comes with being together. It comes with the relationship, the time together. And us men, we're dense a lot of times when it comes to that for females. It really is. I'm being open and honest about that, y'all. I'm just saying. Um, but I'm speaking on that. On my end, communication is huge. I make it a important and very vital to communicate with people that I care about. Now, whether I'm texting them is okay. It's not the same as like a video call or even just talking to them on the phone or one on one. It is so huge. Um, just to say, hey, how you doing today? Everything all good? Oh, you're good. All right, cool. I'm good too. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye. But by doing that, you're boosting the relationship. You're boosting that togetherness, that trust that is being built. I'm going to keep saying it's vital. It really is. Even in marriages, how are we supposed to know what the other one is feeling if it's not being expressed? Yes, okay, you can watch the body language, you can see how they're expressing themselves throughout the day or when you're around or smiling giddy. But the problem with that also is there could be a mask. They could be putting on that mask to make you feel safe or happy even though they're going through something, depression, anxiety. They could have anxiety about how they look, how they sound, or their smile, their laugh. There's so many different aspects about that. And yes, now I am talking about husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriend, that type of relationship. And even still, I mean, that actually goes into even your around. It's just in general, that openness. And I say this a lot, and I've said it to a few of my close people that I love. I've said it to my dad. I've said it to my sister and my friends. I was like, y'all's communication skills suck. Not trying to be rude, but at the same time, trying to get them to realize that communication is important. Even if it's like, hey, we're going to go do this weekend, or we're going to go out to dinner, or hey, we're going to the movies, or hey, we're going to go just hang out over here. Do you want to go? No. And another thing is also is don't assume that the other person is going to say no, or the other person's already going to have, something going on because they've said it a million times before. No, they might have actually had things going on. So don't automatically assume that it's going to occur again, because you know what assumption does, right? I'm not going to say it, but assumption makes an A out of you and me. Get it? Assumption. So yeah, don't assume. When somebody says to you, well, I don't know how to talk about it, then my advice to you in that situation is do like what I do. And that's like, well, okay, well, I'm going to just start saying some stuff and let me know when I'm coming close to what it is, because then you're engaging in the conversation. Then you're showing them that you truly do care and that you're trying to help them put those feelings or that situation into words. You're allowing that communication to come forth. You're allowing that connection to prosper, because communication is key. It's how you show you care. And I know I'm going to say it a lot. I'm going to talk about love. I'm going to talk about, the connections. Because day in and day out, if you don't have that, what do you have? I'm thankful I have children and I have a spouse. I couldn't imagine what it would be like being alone, and I don't want to imagine what it would be like to be alone, because that gives me agita, that gives me anxiety, that makes me like very afraid. Can I do it? Probably, most likely. I mean, if I had no choice, I'm going to do it. But that's not the type of person I am. That's why communication to me is so important. And I'll say it again: no one person is an island. If you feel like an island, then you put yourself there. Nobody puts you there. You put yourself there. And it's time to get off of it. It's time to be around people who care about you. It's time to be around those who uplift you, who make you prosper. And at the same time, you do the same for them, because that is a healthy relationship. It's not 25-25. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. And there's going to be times where you're only giving 10% and the other person's giving 100. And at times that's okay. Because when you're in a proper relationship, it happens. But don't stay that way. Don't let it stay that way. Got to be 100-100. Communication is key for that connection to occur and stay strong, healthy. That's what we need. That's what I need. And it's not just with my wife. It's not just with my kids. It's with everybody around me that I have in my circle, so to speak, that I come in contact with. It's that connection, that communication, that openness. Taking the mask off, not letting that mask be who you are, because that mask is fake. So that communication, that now I can't even say truth, because it's not truth when you're wearing it. Open, honest. It's gonna hurt when you start being open and honest. It hurts. Man, does it hurt. It gives you some battle scars. But wear those battle scars proud. Hope you all enjoy it. On that note, y'all be blessed. I'll catch you later. Peace out.